The Greys are an enigmatic alien race characterized by their short stature, gray skin, large black eyes, and frail, humanoid appearance. Believed to originate from the Zeta Reticuli star system, they have become a central figure in UFO lore and abduction accounts. Stories of the Greys gained prominence after the 1961 Betty and Barney Hill abduction, and since then, they've been linked to secret experiments, genetic hybridization programs, and government conspiracies. Legends suggest that the Greys are a dying race, relying on advanced technology and genetic manipulation to survive. Their cold, emotionless demeanor and fascination with human biology have fueled theories that they visit Earth to study or even alter humanity. Whether explorers, scientists, or something more sinister, the Greys remain one of the most iconic and feared representations of extraterrestrial life. Story: Beneath the Gray Sky. Dry Creek, California, an isolated desert town near the Sierra Nevada foothills. Once a thriving mining community, it's now little more than a forgotten speck on the map, where a few hundred people live quietly under an ever-present haze of gray skies. For most, life here is simple, predictable, and uneventful. That was until things started to go wrong. It began with whispers. Livestock disappeared overnight. Dogs barked at nothing, staring into the empty distance with wide, fearful eyes. Children claimed to see strange lights hovering in the sky, but their stories were dismissed by tired parents as wild imaginations. Still, those lights appeared again. Faint orbs floating silently above the hills before vanishing without a trace. Ellie Marquez had moved to Dry Creek for peace. After years as a police officer in a bustling city, she sought a quiet life, far from the chaos of crime and fear. But when children started vanishing, something stirred in her, a feeling she couldn't ignore. First, it was a boy named Jacob. One moment he was playing by the creek, the next he was gone. No tracks, no signs of a struggle, just gone. His parents claimed they heard a strange hum the night before, like something mechanical floating above their house. Ellie knew better than to ignore fear like that. She had seen fear before, real fear, and this was it. Desperate for answers, she turned to Grant Walker, the town's eccentric conspiracy theorist. Most people saw him as a crackpot, a man obsessed with old legends and government cover-ups. But Grant knew something he always had. "It's them," he said. "The Greys. Been here since the mining days. They're not just watching, they're taking." Together, they searched the abandoned mines that dotted the outskirts of town. The deeper they went, the colder the air became. Strange carvings lined the walls, symbols neither of them could understand. Finally, they found it. A cavern, vast and unnatural. Floating in the center of the chamber were dozens of metallic orbs, each one emitting a faint, eerie glow. Ellie reached out, hesitant, but compelled by something she couldn't explain. The moment her fingers brushed the surface of one orb, a vision flooded her mind. Faces screaming in terror, people being dragged into blinding light, their bodies twisted in unnatural ways. These were memories. Memories of those who had been taken. Suddenly, the cavern began to tremble. From the shadows, figures emerged, small, gray-skinned beings with large black eyes, watching in silence. They didn't move, didn't speak. They only stared, their gaze cold and indifferent, like scientists observing an experiment. Ellie and Grant ran, the walls of the mine collapsing around them. Somehow, they made it out, gasping for breath beneath the gray morning sky. But the truth was clear. They hadn't escaped. Not really. The Greys were still there, beneath the earth, beneath the sky. Always watching, always waiting. Now, every night, Ellie sits on her porch, watching the horizon as faint lights flicker in the distance. She knows they'll return. She knows they're not done. And in the silence of Dry Creek, beneath the oppressive gray sky, one truth remains. Sometimes silence is scarier than sound.